Hello, Review Capture Ninjas. My name is Ryan from Review Trigger. I'm going to showcase a couple different businesses using our product so you can kind of digest that as you're thinking about putting this into your own business or improving the review flow in your business um, or replacing the current flow and putting in a different system. So in general, we have hundreds of different customers using hundreds of different strategies. So the main two buckets they're in is they're sending them via automation, they're stacking it or they're automating it so it fires, or they're sending it manually. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple different businesses, and I'm going to also talk about their strategy so you can kind of borrow, copy some ideas as you put it into your own business here. So the first business I'm going to showcase here is actually my business. That's why Review Trigger is the thing, by the way, because I got obsessed with reviews. We have two businesses in Milwaukee, Milwaukee Pedal Tavern, Milwaukee Pedal Tavern. We're number one, number two on TripAdvisor. If you're like most of our clients, you're like, I don't care about TripAdvisor, I want Google reviews. Don't worry, this is still applicable. Nice thing about TripAdvisor is they rank you by category, so you can really see like a good review strategy relative to your competitors. We're number 2 out of 70 in our Nashville location. We were number 1 for like 5 years, but COVID, we've been closed. That's part of the algorithm. We'll talk about that. The other one I'm going to showcase here is Squire out of Napa. They do wine tours out of Napa Valley. Number 1 out of 320. He sends them manually. So I send him automated. He sends them manually. I'll show you his strategy too. This guy's pretty incredible. He gets a 75% conversion on review requests, which is really, really high. It's off the charts high, really. As you guys are kind of digesting all this information here, a lot of it has to do with your strategy too. So it's not just the product, it's strategy. So that's what review capture is think about it as a Venn diagram. It's the combination of a product like a Review Trigger or another tool coupled with strategy, not only in how you're asking your clients, but how you're getting your employees to do it. So you have a good adoption rate among your employees and enthusiasm on that front as well. I wanted to illustrate this. So I'm going to minimize myself a little bit here. And so this is really what the difference between like a basic, a good, and a great review strategy is. If you look at it this way, and I like to use 1,000 because it's a nice round number. So let's say you have 20 customers per week for your business. And so you have, over the course of a year, you have 1,000 opportunities to get a review. So if you do a basic strategy, flicking a text message out, no timing, maybe the timing's off by a day, you're not verbally teeing it up, expect to get about a 5% conversion. Good strategy, you probably get about a 10% conversion. So maybe you're timing that review text up really well, or you're verbally teeing it up and then you're sending it. And then a great strategy, and that would be like you're sending it via text message, you're using review pages, you're teeing it up verbally, and maybe you're doing something else in conjunction with it, like sending photos along with it. That's a 20% conversion. So over the course of the year, this really adds up. Like this right here, this basic strategy, this is the exact strategy you want your competitors to use. One that's generating reviews, but not a lot of reviews. And you're doing one that's generating consistent reviews and lots of them. And that's really the key to the algorithms. So I want to show you this 3-year case study for my business because this will start to make sense here. So in 2015, I started sending automated review requests via email. So the next day after the tour, I'd send them a message, thank you for coming, love if you left me a review. At the end of the year, I got a 5.6% conversion when I was going through it. I had about 100 reviews on 1,750 tours. So I thought that my number was going to be a lot higher than 5.6%. So in the off season, I'm unpacking it and I'm realizing the big bottleneck in the sequence is the email open rate is so low. Currently, it's around 13%. That's kind of the main number the industry uses, where they say text messages, depending on whose numbers you're using, in that 90 to 95% open rate. So text message, that was kind of my solve for year 2. Like, okay, let's send them via text message. I'll get way more reviews. So I started sending them via text message here in year 2. My conversion percentage went up, but it didn't go up a ton. So I was still like, that doesn't really make sense. So what I realized is I was making a mistake that we hear from like our new customers all the time during signups and demos. I only cared about TripAdvisor reviews. And I hear this a lot from customers. I only care about Google reviews. If you use multiple sites, you're talking to a way bigger sample size of the population. So 70% of the adult American population has left an online review. If you use like just TripAdvisor, like I was using, I'm only talking to 15% of the population. So it's a really small sample size. So if you're using that Google, TripAdvisor, Facebook mix, you have a way bigger sample size. The other thing I did is I started to do an employee contest. Now, to be very clear, you cannot incentivize your customers to leave reviews, but having an employee contest or incentivizing employees with reviews is a great way to motivate your staff to do it. So here's how I'm sending my review requests. So I'm using an automated sequence and I'm stacking it to another tool that we use for our business. So we send out these appointment reminders. There's tons of different appointment reminder softwares out there. It reads your Google Calendar, any calendar you have. I love this. It's like a great 2-for-1. That way they don't call in and ask these same 5 questions all the time. Happy Pedal Day, check in 30 minutes early. When should I get there? 30 minutes early. Where do I go? The Heart, 113 Juneau Avenue. What can I bring? BYOB allowed. So we're solving all these things. Because all of our tours are the same amount of time and because we have such high volume, I thought automation was the way to go. I think a better strategy that I could use is having group photos and texting them to them, thanking them with a group photo, because they're probably going to open that text several times. They're going to be appreciative that they got this free photo at the end, reminding them of what a great time they had. It would work better. But I do it this way just because of the volume that we have. So 30 minutes after, they get this text message. If you see this, www.quickreview.co, every review page has a quickreview.co and then a discriminator. So our product is flexible. If you're using appointment reminders, if you have text messaging through a CRM or text messaging through any other system, there's a lot of text message systems out there now. You can simply just use your review page, build a templated message, and stack it in there. If you do that, just get the light version of our product. You don't need our SMS tool to save you a little bit of money. And then I wrote this PS, if you give your captain or mate a shout, he or she gets a bonus from the owner. It was bonkers how well this worked. So again, I'm going to go back to this case study. We went from 149 reviews to 476 with around the same customer volume because of the multiple sites and the verbal tee up, and almost all of them had the person's name. And because what I realized with our product is they have such a good time with their guides that it's a great way to leverage for the customer to do that personal favor because they're helping somebody out that they just enjoyed meeting. So you don't have to send it via automation. Most of our customers actually send it manually. And because this generally works better with text message timing, because, with our product, we have a 2-hour window, right? So we know that every tour is done in 2 hours. A lot of businesses, I'm talking like plumbers, electricians, you don't know if it's going to be a 30-minute job or a 2-day job, or maybe you got to come back in 3 days. You want to make sure you send it when you want it to be sent. So we made this really easy in our product because this is the thing you do the most with our product. So inside your Review Trigger account, if you go to your review request, what we recommend doing here is saving this magic link right here and sending them this way. So as you'll see, there's a token in it. Basically, it's your username and your passwords baked in to the link so that you can bookmark it to a tablet, to a desktop. And then if you have multiple staff members, if you have this at each cash register, or you got different reps in the field, they only have access to sending the review request. They don't have access to the rest of your dashboard, so they can't mess with anything. They can't respond to reviews. It's really easy. All they have to do is put the customer name, number. I'm going to send myself one. This tag box is optional if you want to have like an employee contest. You can see which employee is sending the reviews. It'll show it inside your dashboard. You hit send. Just need their first name. If you send it by text, you can send it by email too. And it has arrived. It usually takes about 5 seconds or so. I don't know if you can see my phone with the webcam. It's that easy. Now, if you want to send them manually, you don't have to use our tool either. You can send them from your own phone. So certain ones of our clients, and I would say clients that text with their customers a lot, what you can do is you can do that same thing. You can have like a templated message, but you can send it from your own phone. Again, you could use our lightweight package if you do that. So what you do with that is you do this text replacement. So iOS has it. It's general keyboard text replacement. Android has it too if you Google it. And basically you can put like a little short code. So like I did QQQ, and then it populates this message. Thanks for rolling with us. We hope you had a blast. If you did, we'd love if you left a quick review, link to the review page. So it's real simple, easy. You're not thinking about it. QQQ, space bar, send. I like using QQQ, top left key on your keyboard. You don't use 3 Qs in any section of the human language. So it's an easy one to remember. I want to illustrate back to Squire. I know we talked about them earlier. So if you look at him, he's number 1 out of 322. I want to show you a couple things with this. Now, first off, that's impressive to be number 1 out of 322. But I want to show you something. This guy's our client too, number 4. And see, he's got 523 reviews. If you look at Platypus, they have 6,300. Wait, how is that possible? How could somebody with 500 have a higher ranking than somebody with 6,300 when they have the same score? Okay, well, it's because of how the algorithms work. So there's really 3 components, and TripAdvisor actually publicly announced this. And regardless of the review site you're looking at, the algorithm's pretty similar. They're going to have these 3 main components. So it's your aggregate score, your number of reviews, and then it's going to be recency and consistency. So it's rewarding businesses that are consistently getting good reviews. That makes sense, right? Why would they reward somebody that got 100 reviews in 1 week and then didn't get reviews for a year? Obviously, they did an email blast. By the way, that you're not going to get 100. You're going to get like 10 if you do a big blast. But that part is super important. So what he's doing here is, he's a smaller outfitter. That Platypus, that one with all those reviews, I think he said they have like 20 or 30 vans. He's got 2. It's him and his other business partner. They drive. So what they do is they set it up from the get-go. You guys are going to visit some beautiful places today. I want you to be present. I want you to have a great time. I get this brand new iPhone. I'll come take a group photo of you guys at each winery you visit. I'll send them to you at the end. He sends them the pictures, has the review link right below it, has them trapped in his car for 30 minutes on the way back to their Airbnb after they've been drinking. That part helps. But what he's doing is he's realizing he has 1 opportunity per day per customer. So he's adding some extra stuff to it. And if I was like, if I did flooring, if I did cabinets, anything that you have a visual before and after, I would send a before and after photo, because you have a limited amount of customers to leave your review. And it's a great thing to send in conjunction, and also some shareable content that they might put on their own social media channels for some free ads. I hope this was helpful. Strategy plus, figure that out. Are you going to automate? Are you going to manually send? Timing is key. We do this a lot, this demo, and a lot of times we have people hell-bent on the automation. And when they see how the timing's going to be off and they'll get more reviews and they don't have that high of a customer count, they realize manual is the way to go. Otherwise, with automation, we do have APIs. So if you want to link 2 softwares together, we can get technical and talk that one through too. So yeah.